How's it going, everybody? Rybread here today, and we are back with our Buffalo Sabres franchise mode. And in the last one, we went ahead and, in fashion, made it on to round number 2 after surpassing the Panthers in just 4 games and doing it in style on the last one. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, and just Sergei Bobrovsky just could not hold down the fort anymore. 7-1 explosion there. Wow, I wish I could go back and look at the box score. I tried, still can't do that. Come on, but yeah, Kyle Oposo I think had 2 goals in 1 game, so that's why his stats look so good. But just a reminder, we've got the Skinner, Eichel, Johansson line. Sam Reinhart has been bumped down to line number 2 with the center of Eric Haula and left wing Victor Olofsson. They've been doing fine. Sam's, they're getting 3 points. 3 points for Jack. He's got 3 goals. He's been okay. Colin Wilson, Kyle Oposo, and Connor Sherry. So Colin Wilson's been the defensive force on that line, but Kyle Oposo and Connor Sherry, have been holding it down there for him. And then Sobotka, Eakin, Gergensons, they're fine. Defensively, we got Dahlin and Risto, Montour, McCabe, Miller, Jokiharju. Very good chemistry on all of these pairings. Jokiharju and Miller especially. Montour is okay, and McCabe's fine. Ristolainen and Dahlin, hopefully this is a sign of things to come for our future. If these 2 guys are if they just grow like mad, we're going to have such an easy time just filling in down here. You need 82s, 83s, and then 82s, 81s down here. I mean, those guys aren't that expensive, hard to find either. And then in goal, Linus Ullmark, who had a very, very good series. I mean, I can't discredit Ullmark because of the defense, but he's half the reason that the defenses look so good. And I mean, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. You don't win 3 straight 2-1 games if it's not for your goaltender. But now we take on probably a much tougher task in the Florida Panthers in the Boston Bruins. This is still the first season, which is nice. So a lot can still be done to make us even more competitive. That's one hell of a first line. It might be the best first line in the NHL. Might be the best first line in the game and in real life. I'd hard pressed to find a better line than a 91, 91, 91. Jack, Jeff, and Johansson are going to have their work cut out if they're going to slow these guys down. In 7 games, though, they only got 3 points, 5 points of minus. So I don't know. Second line, though, they've got Krejci, who's a very good second line center. Coyle and DeBrusk are outside of him. Nordstrom, Heinen, and Bjork. Ritchie, Sean Corrali, and then David Backes rounds out their forward core. So it's a pretty good forward. I would say it's better than ours. I really don't think anybody would argue that ours is better than theirs. Defensively, pretty close. I'm going to give them the edge. I know we've got an 88 Risto and an 86 Dahlin, but they've got Zdeno Chara at 85 here. Plus, I was going to say his poise should be through the roof because he's played in so many playoff series, but not to be. Anyway, still a very good second pairing, and their third pairing it's fine. It's nothing crazy. Their defensemen seem to be minuses, though, which is interesting. But then in goal, they got Tuukka Rask, who's better than Linus Ullmark, in my opinion, and in the game's opinion, his overall. But, I mean, he's an 89. He didn't have as good of a statistical series, but I don't know exactly who they played. Let's go ahead and check who they played, because they could have... Oh, they played Montreal. I wouldn't consider Montreal to be necessarily a high-scoring team in this game, especially in the first season. In the later seasons, they start to become better when Kotkaniemi does grow quite a bit, because I usually see him grow really, really well, but they're probably a better defensive team, so that's interesting. High scoring series there for Boston. Somehow made it to the second round. I should say somehow, but obviously they had enough from their top players, and Tuukka Rask had a good series. You can't say he didn't have a good series. It's not like the most crazy series you've ever seen. Linus Ullmark might have had the most crazy series I've ever seen this season. At least 4 straight 1-goal games is pretty damn good. But that's enough prefacing this series. Let's go ahead and get into it. Period number 1 of game number 1 will set the tone for this series. Are they going to come out and just bombard us, or will it be back and forth, little give and take here? First period, yeah, 2-0 with Krug and Heinen. Oh, we had 19 shots to their 7. You hate to see it. Wow, almost 20 shots in 1 period. Did they take a ton of penalties or something? Penalties, they took 2 minors. It's not like it was a crazy amount of penalties, though. Wow, we dominated as far as shots. Second period, we do come back. We do pull 2 back. Allmark lets in a third goal, but then a minute and a half later, Montour gets us on the score sheet, and Skinner, who had been relatively quiet in the first series, in the Panthers series, gets us a goal here. And now I can kind of see why Boston's got a bunch of plus minuses and stuff like that. Now, their first line didn't have a lot of points, though, which was interesting to me. But that doesn't matter to them right now. They're up by 1. We have to battle back. I hate how they make the Sabres thing over there yellow as well, because that throws me off. It should be blue. Anyway, Patrice Bergeron gets Boston that insurance marker, and now with the power play, Jack Eichel pulls us back to within 1, not on the power play just after it ends. But 4 goals from Boston. We'll see him through the end of that one, that little comeback we had. Second line was a minus. So were Miller, McCabe, Yoki-Hara. So not a fantastic game at all. Jack Eichel had a good game. Jeff Skinner had a good game. So it's good to see our first line really just kind of go toe-to-toe with theirs. Now it's, can we keep their scoring down a little bit more? They scored 4 goals. You can't give up 4 goals and expect to win any kind of game, let alone a playoff game. But if we can allow less than 3 goals, I'm happy with how we're doing. Allmark was due for a game where he did let in like 4 as well. But another road game, a chance to steal one on the road here and head home with an even series. Got to start out strong, though, in the first period. 3-2 again. Connor Sheary gets the game started, but McAvoy, Nordstrom, and Bjork score 3 straight, and Victor Olofsson on that second line pulls us back to within 1 in another period where one team gets nearly 20 shots, but this time Boston capitalizes, unlike us in the last one. Oh, second period. Holy crap. What a period. Jack Eichel gets himself a natural hat trick in 2.5 minutes. Jack Eichel scores 3 straight goals. Power play, goal, gets us a lead of 6-3, and Brad Marchand pulls it back. Connor Sheary does get another one. So, man, Jack Eichel back in Boston, back home, showing off for, mom and dad probably in his first ever playoff series. Now, can the defense continue to hold strong? I mean, it's been not too strong. Couple power plays, though, can't convert on them. But when we're on the power play, Jack Eichel with a 4th goal. He's now scored as many goals as the entire Boston Bruins team this game. And Jack Eichel is on a mission to make sure Buffalo does not trail by 2. 1 minute to go. That's it. 7-4. Jack Eichel take a bow. 4 goals. Connor Sheary with 2 himself. Those 2 guys combining for 6 goals. Bjork, why? Get out of here, Bjork. Jack Eichel with 4 goals, no assists. What a selfish player. I'm kidding. Boston with 34 shots, scored 4 times, so would like to see Allmark's save percentage improve. I don't want to keep giving up 4-goal games because I don't think we have the kind of offense. Jack Eichel had to put up 4 goals himself, and we won 7-4. So interesting series so far, but we have equalized the series with 2 straight home games coming up, heading back to Buffalo. Let's go, boys. Game number 3. Let's just get underway. There's no line changes to be made. Good first 2 games, I would say. First period on home ice. Connor Sheary continues the hot streak. On the third line, Kyle Oposo, him, and Colin Wilson have been a surprisingly good third line for us this postseason. Second period, Eric Howla on that second line gets us an insurance marker, and it's now 2-0. Power play expires, probably a carryover, but Patrice Bergeron on the power play halves the deficit and pulls them to within 1, but Connor Sheary says nay. 2-goal lead, it shall stay. Connor Sheary with 2 goals in this game. 6 minutes to go. We have a power play. Can't capitalize. And Zdeno Chara with just under 5 minutes to go gets Boston back within 1. Can Allmark keep it? The door is shut. He can. 3-2 victory. A solid one at that. Connor Sheary, go in, bud. That's 2 goals in back-to-back games for Connor Sheary. Patrice Bergeron with a goal and an assist. So that, their first line is still putting up points. You're going to need to score to beat this Boston team, and they're pretty good at defending. Won our first game on home ice in round number 2. Can we extend the series lead? Give ourselves a little bit of a cushion, make it 3-1. We're up 2-1 right now in the series. Got another home game here. Win our rest of our home games, and we're on to the next round. Got to start with this period, though. I keep saying that. First periods are huge. And Rasmus Dahlin goes ahead and gets himself a goal, and that's that defensive pairing I was talking about. Hopefully those two guys can be solid for just ever. They're never going to leave the franchise until they get too old. Second period, Sam Reinhart scores, and then Jeff Skinner scores. So Sam Reinhart finally gets himself back on the score sheet. I don't think he was involved much. I don't think he was scored yet in this series. Jeff Skinner, who has scored once or twice in this series, gets himself back on the score sheet. That first line is going toe to toe, and Kyle Oposo and Eric Howla just throw in all the goals. David Pastrnak scores, and we give him another power play. 10 minutes to go here in this third period. We get ourselves a power play. Can't convert. Sean Corrali on the power play, though, cuts Boston to within 3. Kyle Oposo extends it back to a 4-goal lead. That's his second. Charlie Coyle, God, defense, not a thing when you're playing Boston, I guess. Holy crap. But a 6-3 victory, I'll take it. Allmark would like to see him, have a better series, but if we're just going to keep pumping in these goals, I don't know what it is about Boston, but I did not expect us to be scoring 7 and 6 goals in a series against Tuukka Rask and the defensive core they have. So I'll take it. We're up 3-1. That's 3 straight wins in this second round here. We're back to TD Garden in Boston with a chance to move on to the conference finals. Got to start out strong. Keep saying it. You guys are going to get sick of it, but first period, 2-1. We're down. They scored 2 straight, but Jeff Skinner gets us back to within 1. Another bad period, and usually the game likes to pull you back right there with shots. So if you have up by 9, we'll be a lot closer after the end of the second period. Hopefully we can score on some of those. Second period, we do, and we didn't even come close. We're now down by 11 shots. We got outshot in that period, but Cody Eakin on the 4th line gets us back even. It's all down to this third period. We get a power play opportunity. Can't beat Tuukka Rask. We get another power play opportunity. Refs are blowing the whistles all over the place. Halfway through the period, Eric Howla gets us the game-leading goal with 10.5 to go. Now with 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, and Torrey Krug with 23 seconds to go sends Boston into a frenzy as they are going to fight to live as long as this overtime period goes. They have another period in which they will survive in the playoffs. Can we end it here? Let's not give them any life, any hope. Let's end it early. Come on, boys. We do. Sam Reinhart sends Buffalo to the Eastern Conference Finals over the Boston Bruins. And let's go, boys. Sam Reinhart. What a goal, baby. All right, boys. Good game from everybody. Sam Reinhart and Eric Howla. That's, you know what? This kind of chemistry that we got going right now with Johansson on the top line, Sam Reinhart on the second line, Sam has really stepped up his play. He was iffy at the end of the season, but in 5 games now, we take care of the Boston Bruins with a chance to play either the Lightning or the Penguins. Will it be an all-Atlantic affair, or will the Penguins cement the Metropolitan State still alive in the playoffs? And, oh, wow. Here's the game. The round is complete, and you know what that means, boys. Tampa Bay versus Buffalo, and Buffalo, your home ice team in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jack Eichel had himself a game, got 4 goals, had a great series. Not as great of a series from Linus Ullmark, but you know what? If these guys are going to score the way they did, look at this. This is a guy from each different line. Jack Eichel, first line. Connor Sheary, third line. Sam Reinhart, second line. All in over a point per game scoring pace. Jack Eichel with 8 goals in 9 games. That's beautiful. The plus minus is Rasmus Dahlin, Rasmus Ristolainen. Everyone likes to hate on Risto because he's a minus, but like I've been saying, when you put him in a good situation in Chell, he's fantastic. He may not have gotten a ton of points this series. No goals, actually. Dahlin got himself 1 goal. Jeff Skinner up there as well. We know Sheary's up there. Can't discredit Brandon Montour. He's played very well. Now in goal, Linus Ullmark, not as nuts. That's to say the least. Not as nuts of a stat line. I mean, this is still pretty sick. If he just loses If he goes 8-1 every 9 games, I think we might win the cup. I think that might happen. Can't be talking about that yet, though. Still have Tampa Bay coming up in the next one. Guys, if you're excited for that one, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to get notified when I do post that video. And I will see you guys in the next one.